Hi, I'm Giselle, and today we will talk about flipping businesses. In this video, I'll tell you how you can flip a business. And some people flip houses. It's the same principle. You will find a business for a price, you fix it, and you sell it for a higher price, right? So how do you flip a business? So I hope that you are at a stage in which you already have a business into your hands. In this video, I will not get into detail on how to buy a business. In this other video here, you can actually check how buying a business works. You will, of course, find the business, negotiate with the current owner, agree on terms, and finally transfer the ownership of the business. I will not get into that detail, so today we'll talk about fixing the business and then selling it. How do you fix the business? It is all about the company valuation, right? You bought the business for an X valuation, you want to increase this valuation and sell it to someone else for a higher price. So it's all about the finances. You will, for example, look into your revenues, look into your costs, look into your expenses to guarantee that you can fix it. And how to fix it? Well, you will first find levers within the business that you can leverage, that you can pull. Let's take an example of an e-commerce business. To increase the revenues of the business, you need to find what is the lever, what is the one thing that if I change will increase the revenue. Let's take an e-commerce business as an example, yeah? You have the sales funnel, so you have the views into your e-commerce page, you have the orders, and the difference of these two is the conversion, right? So you need to increase your conversion rate. How do you increase your conversion rate? Then you use tactics. And there are different tactics that you could use. So what tactic could you use to improve the conversion of the business? Well, you could, for example, improve your paid media, your return on ad spend, where you just increase, the return that you have per campaign within the platform that you use. It could be that you use different platforms, different e-commerce platforms. It could be that you use Shopify, Walmart, eBay, Amazon, and so on. So leveraging and improving the paid media is one tactic that you could use to improve the conversion lever. You could also improve it organically, right? You could try with different keywords, different SEO names, list names, description names, and so on and so forth. Every business will be different in terms of the revenue. It depends on the industry you are at. Let's suppose that you have a laundromat. Yeah, in the laundromat, you can have different products, different services. For example, you can have a cafe, you can have a vending machine. You can charge extra for other services that you have within the laundromat. This is like added services within the main offer that your business has. This will also boost your revenue, right? So really pay attention into the industry you are at, and the tactic, the lever that you will pull and the tactic that you use, it will of course differ. It's always possible to increase the revenue. Yeah, it's always possible to increase the revenue. When it comes to the costs and the expenses as well, they tend to be, let's say, similar across businesses, right? You have the costs to generate your products and services. You have the expenses, for example, to pay for marketing, payroll, etc., legal. And there is always a possibility that you can reduce those costs and expenses to increase your profits, your earnings before tax. By doing so, of course, you need to be very mindful. The fact that a company is a structure, that it has processes, that it has a team, it is something that increases the valuation of the business. So you cannot just get rid of the processes, get rid of the headcount that you have within the company to reduce costs and increase your profit. Your company needs to keep as structured as it is. You just need to understand if you have redundant processes that could be replaced. Of course, we'll come also to headcount that could be replaced. But we don't want to mess around with people's lives. So really understand the processes, what the people there are doing, and you can, let's say, make the processes leaner. You can always replace suppliers, find cheap suppliers, outsource headcount across the globe. Of course, you can replace people with software, but again, be just mindful on why those people are there. They are there for a reason. They probably know more about the business than you, who has just bought the company. So just be mindful of the processes, and just deleting the processes completely is generally not a good way to take things. Again, looking at the finances, when you improve your revenues, costs, expenses, you eventually get more profit. You will, of course, increase your valuation. You will, of course, increase the valuation of the business using this strategy. It's also important to look into the balance sheet of the business. So just guarantee that your company has proper accounting, right? Some companies don't have a P&L, don't have a balance sheet, and this makes them unstructured business. And we want to create structure. Yeah, we want to make it professional for the next person who is buying it. And now that you have improved your profit and loss, revenues, costs, expenses, you go to the balance sheet, which is another very important statement for your business, where you have your assets and your liabilities. So really look into that statement with your accountant to leverage and improve it. How do I leverage my balance sheet? Well, basically, you will increase your assets, reduce your liabilities. The more assets your business has, the more it is valuable. It could be inventory, it could be property, it could be machinery. Again, it depends on the industry you are at. But the fact that you have assets already puts you way forward than other competitors when selling the business. Yeah. Of course, reduce any debt, liability if possible. Yeah. And find a way with your accountant, to really reduce outstanding long-term liabilities. Else the valuation of your business could be impacted. Now that you have fixed your business, it's time to sell it. In this other video here, I talk about how to sell your business, but just a recap, you want to find a buyer that has the same goal as you, right? A person who has the same goal as you is someone who will value your business, who will see the importance of the business, and is someone who's willing to pay more for the business because they see this added value. It could be someone in the same niche trying to expand their own business. It could be that this person is an entrepreneur like you and wants to hold the business for themselves and get the income on a monthly basis. It could be as well, but the person is to have the same mindset, right? If, for example, you put your business online for sale, you probably get spammed, people just curious about it, people just trying to intermediate your business, and that's generally something that we do not want. So I hope that this video has helped you, that you can go there, flip businesses, and see you next time.